आइए हनुमंत मति अनुसार प्रेम सहित गति बनाइए पवन कुमार सियावर रामचंद्र जी की शरण शंकर हरिओम। I'm about to recite Sri Ram Katha. As far as my knowledge permits me, please come and take a very wonderful seat, O Lord, and let your divine energy envelop the entire household, so that we will be able to enjoy Sri Ram Katha and we will have your full and undivided blessings. Please join us, O Lord, and render your love and your protection. For this we ask in your most holy name. Principle of Paramputra Hanuman ki jai. I want to put to you a certain scenario. If there is a bazaar in the village, then you get your parents' permission to attend the bazaar. And they will tell you, well, when you go to the bazaar, a certain type of behavior is expected of you. If you can assist people in difficulties, if you can help those there, whatever you can do to enjoy the bazaar and to help others, please do that. But make sure by 6 you are back home. So they give you a time. This world is a bazaar. And we have been given the permission by the divine to come to attend this bazaar. In the worldly bazaar, you are given a time and you work towards that. When we come to this bazaar, we do not know the time that we have to return. The Lord knows that time, but we don't know. So what do we have to do? The difference is we have to make preparations all the time, so that when that time comes and we have to return, we are all prepared to return. There are certain practices that are necessary in one's life in order to make this journey on earth a very pleasant one. And according to our Hindu scriptures, life is based upon 4 ashrams or 4 stages. And based on a life term of 100 years, the saints and sages have put together that the first 25 years of a person's life is called the Brahmacharya ashram. Within that period of time, one goes to school, one studies under a guru, and that is all that he does. Study and get prepared to enter the next stage of life. So that having studied for this first 25 years, you are prepared fully to negotiate the next ashram. And that ashram, the next ashram, is Grihastha ashram. And this is an ashram that lasts for the next 25 years, from the 26th year to the 50th year. And because of the knowledge that we have had in the first 25 years, we are fully equipped to negotiate the next 25 years in terms of marriage, in terms of assisting the community, doing what is necessary to bring forth children, to educate them, and to make them worthy citizens. And then, from the 50th, the 51st year to the 75th year, that is called the Vanaprastha, where one let go gradually from the household life and prepare now for the next 25 years. And after the 76th, from the 76th year to the 100th year, if we fortunate to live beyond that, there is sannyas, which is total renunciation. You have nothing to do with home, with house, with family, nothing at all. It is you and the divine. So, in a very scientific way, our religious teachings has thrown that upon us so that we can live a full, a wonderful, and a beautiful life. There is a scenario here in Ramcharitmanas where there was a king, Manu, and his wife Sakuta. They lived very noble and wonderful life. They took care of the citizens. Whatever the citizens needed, they supplied all of that. And he reached a certain point when he was beyond, he was in the fourth stage now of his life. And a special thought came to his mind. What was that thought? Tusidas tells us in Ramcharitmanas, in Balkan, the first book of Sri Ramcharitmanas. And let us say what he says in Doha. Chowpais. It says, the king, Manu, is saying, he says, I have reached this fourth stage of my life, and yet still I am involved in the things of the world. Remember what I gave you. The first stage and the second stage, learning family life. From the third stage, which is the Vanapras, that's from the 51st to the 75th year, one has to let go. And then in the fourth stage, Chowpais, the fourth stage, one has to totally renounce. He has reached this fourth stage, and he's saying now, I am still involved in worldly things, in household duties. This shouldn't be. Now, nobody told him that. Of his own thinking, that came to him. And whenever a thought comes to your mind from within you, always act upon it. Nobody told him anything. This came from deep within his soul. When such a thought comes to your mind, always think about it and work on it. It is your conscience speaking. So he's saying, though I have reached this fourth stage in my life, I am still living in my palace as a householder, as a grihastha, right? Yet I have not lost my relish for the pleasures of the senses, he said to himself. As a result, he's saying, Hridaya Bahuta Dukhala. In my heart, there is a great pain, so to speak. I'm so very unhappy in my heart. Why? Hridaya Bahut Dukhala. Hridaya is the heart. He says, Janama Gayevu Hari Bhakti Binu. Hari Bhakti Binu means without devotion to the Lord. He says, this is my fourth stage I have reached, and I have not done any sort of devotion to warrant this birth of mine. I have failed myself by not being involved in devotion to the divine. And because of this, there's a great pain in my heart. My heart is very sad indeed. You see why he's sad? Because to himself he realizes that I am living in yet still this household life. I have reached this fourth stage where I should completely renounce and I am involved in worldly affairs. What does he do? When such a thought comes to your mind, then you have to act upon it. What did he do as a result to make amends for the shortfall of his? Tulsidas tells us in Chowpais. So immediately he decided to hand over the kingdom to his son, so that he can have the pleasure of going to the forest and to fully observe and carry on what is required in the fourth stage of life. So he handed over the throne to his son, and himself with his wife, they journeyed to the forest. Nari Samit Gawana Banakina. With his wife, he journeyed to the forest. Where did he go? Tirata Mishvikyata. There is a special place called Naimi Sharan. In that place, there are people of all walks of life in terms of spirituality. Certain different levels of attainment in spiritual attainment. And they are always there singing the praises, discussing philosophy, religion, and all the great things pertaining to God. So that place is so very holy. The moment you reach there, you begin to feel different. The vibration is such that it transforms your thinking. It transforms the way you are. So powerful is the aura of that place. And that is the place he chose to go, he and his wife. So Tirata Bardana Imish Bikata, that place of Tirat, which is so noble, so recognized, highly recognized, he went there. Ati Punita Sadak Siddhidata. And it says the most sacred and grand success to all Asti Punit. It grants great success to all aspirants. And that is the place he chose to go. Now you see, when that thought came in his mind, he didn't give it a second thought to say, well, he made a firm decision, a firm determination. Well, I will certainly give up this kingdom. I have had my share of householder's life. Now I must go. He took his wife and he went straight to Naimisharan. Tusidas tells us in Chowpais. Siddhi Samaj, Taha hi aharashi chaleu manraj. There were companies of sages there. A lot of people, great sages and saints, who were all qualified in the field of spirituality. And they were glad. Taha hi aharashi chaleu manraj. They were glad to see the king and Manu, and they proceeded to that place. They were extremely happy to welcome him. Tulsidas says, Pantajat so hahi mati dhira. As they were journeying, this pair who take that resolve to go to the forest, as they passed along the road, Tulsidas says, Jnana bhakti janu dhare sarira. Jnana is knowledge. Bhakti is devotion. They look like incarnations of wisdom and devotion. The mere fact that they take that resolve that we are going, that alone changed their personality. And beside that, they observe all the rules governing spirituality whilst they were living in their household. Because he was a king who was loved by all. He did all that was necessary. So already they were living that type of life. And now that they have taken that firm decision to go to Naimisharan, Tulsidas describing them as they were walking, they look like embodiment of wisdom and devotion. That is the picture that they sent out as they were marching to Naimisharan. So Tulsidas continues to narrate this katha in Chowpais. So as they were walking, they reached the banks of the Gomati River. The Gomati River is a tributary of Ganga. And as they reached there, Tulsidas said, Harashinahani Nirmala Nira. They took a bath into that very clear stream, Nirmal, pure. So they took a bath in the stream there. Aye Milan Siddhi Muni Gyani. As they were there, all these great hermits, all these enlightened sages, they came to meet the king and his wife, Manwan Satrupa. And recognizing them, Dharam Durandhar. You know Dharam Durandhar? Dharam Durandhar means champion of righteousness. They came to meet these two people, these champion of righteousness. They have always been righteous people because they treated their charges well. They did whatever they had to do. And now they're going beyond to go to a higher plane in terms of their devotions. So they recognize that Dharam Durandhar, great and profound champion of righteousness. So Tulsidas tells us in Chowpais. So I have Chowpais and Duhat to bring the message to an end. And as you requested, we shall do bhajan after that. तीरथ रहे सुहाए मुनिन है सकल सादर करवाए. The sages, all who came to meet them, reverently escorted them to all the holy and lovely places of pilgrimage. Jahan jahan tirat rahe. Wherever people perform tirat, you know, when you leave your home and you go to holy places to perform tirat. So they were so loved by the saints and sages. They took them to all the places, the most holy places where there were tirats. All the places of pilgrimage that were scattered here and there. You know, wherever those tirat places were, they took them there. Tulsidas is saying, Krish Sarir. Krish Sarir means body that is emaciated. You know, after some time, they had spent some time. While they were taking these places and doing what is necessary, and while they were observing all the protocols of the renounced life, their bodies began to get smaller. Now remember, they lived in the palace where they had the best to eat and to drink. They had good places to sleep, the best bed that you could think about. They were kings and queens. Now they are in the forest. Things are totally different. But the thing is, they never complained. They made that resolve, regardless of what. Our mission is to see the divine. We want to go in that heavenly realm. And their bodies became very small. You know when it says skin and bone? Well, they were losing that type of weight because now they are fasting. They are doing different things. So, Krishna Sarir Munipat paridhama. Their bodies are emaciated, they are clad in hermit's robe. You know, the hermits, they don't wear all these kind of fancy clothes. So that is the type of robes they have. And Sat Samaj. Sat Samaj means the company of the saintly people. The Samaj is that gathering of holy people. So, Sat Samaj in the Sunahi Purana. They sat in the company of the saints and they listened to the recital of the various Puranas, all the holy texts. That was their mission. As the saints sat together and they discussed and they talked about the various aspects of God and gave messages from the Vedas and the Purans, whatever, they sat and they listened. That was the joy that they had at this point in time. They listened to the glories of the Lord's Katha. And I bring my lesson on there this evening with Doha Tulsidas sings.